Our presentation is on Germany. I would like to first talk about the Berlin Wall, as it was the epitome of the differences between not just East and West Germany, but of Europe. It was erected by East Germany to prevent the so-called brain drain. Around the time of the fall of the Berlin Wall, there were large transitions in Europe that makes it so important as Eastern countries, specifically Eastern Germany, were significantly lagging behind in economic terms, putting pressure on Soviet ideologies. It's interesting to note that there still remain significant differences between East and West Europe, and specifically Germany. We can see that although there has been some form of catch-up in Germany, there still remain major differences in GDP per capita and unemployment, even though they are united in Europe. Moving on to the entrance to the euro, with West Germany being a founding member of the European Economic Community that created the European monetary system, aiming to increase trade by having an adjustable peg system for their currencies. It worked based on a weighting system and then had fluctuation bands. However, due to its relative strength and the low inflation policies of the Bundesbank, the Deutschmark acted as an anchor, which is why this is so relevant to Germany. If other countries wanted to stay in the exchange rate mechanism, they would have to follow the monetary policy of Germany. This is the reason Britain dropped out, as the German and British economies were not closely aligned. The euro was simply an extension of the exchange rate mechanism. However, there were requirements highly advocated by Germany as a country that thought of itself as financially prudent, including trade deficit and debt to GDP requirements. There were supposed to be applicable fines for countries that abused the criteria. However, Germany was the first in late 2001. Following the dot-com recession and being the most powerful, there was no talk about the aforementioned fines. This meant that the other countries had freedom to break the rules, with Germany having broken them themselves first, meaning Greece had consistently high debt to GDP and budget deficits preceding the global financial crisis.
In September 2008, a deep impact from New York froze the financial world. Economies that were most affected were those with a large global manufacturing sector. Therefore, Germany, a world leader, would be put to the test. By 2009, GDP fell, household wealth decreased, and the stock market collapsed. As you can see in Figure 3, economic growth fell off a cliff in 2009 but responded quickly in 2010. The effect on the trade sector was specifically strong. The financial crisis burdened the German banking system and brought to light its weakness. Germany's recovery shown through the performance of the DAX index. Germany's strong export sector was the reason it was able to rebound so quickly compared to other European nations. As German attitude towards home ownership was not as intense as Western European nations or the rest of the world, they did not experience a house price bubble. Diagram 6 highlights Germany's incredible capacity utilization since 1995 and their ability to turn potential output into real GDP. Post-GFC, the main issues of Europe led to a debt crisis. While Germany is not burdened by unsustainable debt, they have a strong reliance on other EU nations to import their manufactured goods. Germany must therefore balance the issue of providing funding to the worst affected nations while pushing for austerity measures to be put in place. The inability